So I'm scavenging around trying to find little bits that I can frog on to make a little bit of money, because I'm slightly short of it at the moment. I've got several different heads and carburetors. Nothing in this box that I can really sell on, but this is also helping me out because I'm sorting everything out. I've got all kinds of things in boxes and other places which really they could be in better places, and also this box might come in handy. Somewhere I saw another engine head somewhere, and I don't know where I saw it now. Oh, I do know, it's over here. I knew I saw it somewhere. There it is. Get over there. Right, that's another head. That's for a T15, that one. Slowly gathering together. Oh, look. Tecumseh. This is a CD within a manual on a Tecumseh 2-stroke lawnmower engine. I've been also getting together all my instruction manuals and other things. I've got a whole briefcase full of manuals for different RC cars and whatnot else. And I've also got, well, that's for a Citroen Saxo, one of the ones I had when I was 17 years old. Traxxas Nitro Sport Quick Start Guide. That's one of the manuals for one of the strimmers that I've got. Oh look, we've got the FG manuals. I've been getting them together. I've got a Nitro MT manual. Now I like to keep various instruction manuals for various different things, because you never know when you're going to get a certain car and you might need a manual. But not only that, for other people, if someone, I don't really have any physical friends because I haven't got the time to keep up a friendship, but if I ever come across anybody or someone that I speak to on text messaging or something like that, and they turn around and say, I've got this car but I don't know how this works or how that works, I can go, actually I've got the manual, bear with me, I'll find out what you need to do. So I can help people out by reading manuals. So I always like to keep as many instruction manuals for different things. I've got the S25 manual. I don't know what this is. That's a manual for some kind of Savage. Tells you all about the engine there, everything you need to know. More different manuals and whatnot else there. But I've got a whole briefcase full of manuals for all different Nitro cars. Every time I get a Nitro car, I make sure I can either source an original manual, or I go on the internet, find a PDF, print it off. It's very important that you print it off and have it as a physical hard copy, because everyone's obsessed with digital these days. So if you've got a copy of a manual on your laptop, your tablet or your mobile telephone, that's all very well and dandy because you're not using paper. But what happens if the internet isn't working for some reason? You've got no phone signal, your Wi-Fi stopped working, it's down, something's happened to it for whatever reason may be. Your mobile phone might have run out of battery. You might drop and smash the screen on your phone. You haven't got access to that manual. Whereas if you print it off and put it in a folder, it's always going to be there. Obviously, you know, if your house burns down, you've got a lot more things to worry about than the loss of a paper manual. It still seems to work fine, even after dropping it several times. That's amazing, isn't it, eh? I've been having a jolly good sort out in these ice cream tubs. This one had a load of bits and bobs. I think this is all going to go in the bin. That's no good to me whatsoever. That's no good. I don't want that. That's like a motor guard for one of those little cars. A few years ago, I wanted a couple of electric cars for the kids, so I went to my local model shop, which I won't say what it was. It's dead now, it's shut down. It was Active Scale Models, but it's shut down now. It was before it went under its new ownership, and I bought a little electric car thing for them, but it was rubbish. It cost 50 quid, but it was rubbish. It fell apart, it broke, the diffs broke. So then I went there and said I want some spares. They didn't have any spares, but they sold me a broken car for like 40 quid. And I don't know why I did that, but I did. Anyway, it was all a load of rubbish, and I managed to get rid of them in the end. But I did have some spares, and that's part of it, so I don't want that anymore. That's an old pole start thing that can go in the bin. So we got a couple of back plates for different engines. And we got a glow plug, which looks relatively new, but it's an OS plug, and I know that because the packet, there's some oil was leaked in here, and there's an OS number 8 packet there, and I'm assuming that is from there. So we'll see if that's any good in a moment. Got some R clips, got an exhaust manifold. Don't know what this is. I literally have no clue what that is. That looks like a bit of air filter oil. Got some suspension shocks, probably from a first generation Rush, or maybe an MT. I'm not sure which one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shocks for some reason. So perhaps there was a 5-wheel buggy at some time, and that's where they're from. Got a diff, centre diff with the brakes on it and everything. What it's for, I haven't got a clue. Somebody will probably look at this and go, well, I know what that's for, isn't it obvious? But to me, it's not obvious, because remember, I know absolutely nothing about anything. This is an engine mount for something, don't know what. This is another diff, probably a rear diff, but it might be a front diff. Either way, I don't know. It's probably going to end up in the bin, if I'm perfectly honest. So we got, looks like a throttle brake rod. There's a flywheel for something. Looks like it could be too small for one of those engines, but it might be one of them. A crankshaft for something or another. A drive shaft, so we'll keep the prop shaft. That's a nice prop. It's not bent. It's got a bit of stuff stuck to it, but it's not bent, so we'll keep that. And we'll keep the pole start handle. This looks like a steering servo saver, whatchamacallit, with the spring and the other whatchamacallit thingy. It's in a sealed packet, so it's probably brand new, probably for a Savage, so I'll keep that. This is an exhaust pipe for some kind of Thunder Tiger, or maybe some other thing. Looks like we've got some cobwebs inside, so that's perfect. Extra baffling, probably maybe going to go in the metal bin. I haven't got a use for it, and I don't really want it hanging around, so I might put it in the metal bin. But that being said, I have got a couple of cars which are for sale at the moment, so I think what I might do is put the parts that I don't want, instead of putting them in the bin and wasting them. See, what I normally do is I put everything in a box and I just give them away to people. And sometimes I just go and knock on people's doors, give them a box, and other times if somebody buys something from me, I stuff all the bits in a box and say have all that as well. So that's probably what I'll do. If somebody buys one of the cars over there, which is for sale, I've got 2 cars for sale at the moment. Somebody buys one of them, I'll put all these parts in the box, and they might be able to make use of them, or they might not. So we've got a broken pole start from RC Scrapyard. These were marketed at the time as being the world's strongest pole starts or some other rubbish like that. Well, they're not. They break just exactly the same as any other pole start. The only good strong bit about them is the string. It's made from some kind of nylon string. That doesn't break, but it's rare that the spring breaks on a pole start anyway. Normally what breaks is the spring, and it just doesn't go back in again. So yeah, that's a load of rubbish, so that can go in the bin. The other pole start thing, that can go in the bin. So we've got these things for these Thunder Tiger engines. To be honest, I haven't got a use for them. It's one of them, they're quite rare to get hold of. That's what these things go for, go in. And it goes in there, and a spring and a piece of string, but I haven't got the spring and I haven't got the string. So to be honest, bin. Although, as I just said, that won't be going in the bin. I'll be putting that in the box for other people to make use of. This looks like a back plate for a T15, maybe something like that, so I probably will keep that. We've got a business card for somebody. Anybody wants a watch? Robert Getty, 1 Macon power lead and chassis connector, as per description. Alright, no idea what that is, but there's a business card for somebody, so there you go, bit of free publicity. Got several different heads for Thunder Tiger engines. The Pro one's made in Taiwan. These are the blocks. Pro 28, Pro 28, and that's also a Pro 28. One's got the carburetor. There's the carburetor for one of the other ones, and we've got a random carb, a HPI carb. Don't know what that's for. It's missing the throttle, rotisserie chicken, some screws, and an air filter pipe. There we go. So I'm just going to find a place to put all these bits and bobs. As I say, that will be going in there, that will be going in there, that will be going in a box for somebody to make use of. The rest of it, well, that'll be going in there. I don't want that, yeah, that can go in there. And the rest of it, I'll find a place to, I don't really want that either, they can go in there. And the rest of it, I'll find a place. So there we go. If you buy a car from me, you may get an assortment of parts. Admittedly, parts which I decide I don't want and are no good to me, but they might be good to you. I mean, the worst case scenario is you just put them in the bin. Best case scenario, you find use for them and you might have been after one of those parts for a long time. No one knows. Right, but you didn't know this, and if you did, let me know in the comments. If something says that it's a flavour, then it hasn't actually got it in it. So this is vanilla flavour ice cream, so it hasn't actually got vanilla in it. Probably it's got chemicals to make up the flavour of vanilla. If it was to say vanilla ice cream, then it would have vanilla in it. And another interesting fact, vanilla is an extremely expensive and difficult to harvest thing. It's an oil. It's actually liquid gold. I found some weights here. This is for little car competition weights for on-road cars, all about keeping the weight of your car consistent and all this kind of stuff. I've never opened them. They're no good to me, so they'll probably go to somebody. This is all S-Works parts, because when I had that S-Works S35 buggy, which I put that Nova B3 in, I had to get some bits, so I went to the best shop if you want racing parts, Answer RC. I went to them and I literally bought loads of S-Works bits and bobs, but then I sold that buggy to a channel member and I completely forgot that I had all the parts here, which is quite handy because I just put them in my little parts box. These are parts that I won't be getting rid of because, well, for one, they're jolly expensive to buy, but also they're difficult to come by. So I'll be putting them in my little parts box. I'll never forget what Pete at Answer RC did for me, because I bought that S35 from a pro racer and it was a rolling chassis, but obviously people who race, they don't really give an uncle's monkey about anything else other than their things and themselves when they race. So when they sell stuff, they just rip the engine out and rip everything off and say, look, this is the price of the rolling chassis, you take it or you leave it, I don't really care. They're a bit cutthroat because they're racers, they're hardcore. So I didn't have the throttle linkage. Minion number 2 can't hear the sound. What's the matter, Minion number 2?
I can't hear the sound on Brookhaven.
You can't hear the sound on Brookhaven. Brookhaven's lost its sound apparently. Let's go and mend it. Aha! I knew I had one of them somewhere. Friend of mine, Mr. Simon, the same person who owns that Savage 5.9 that I got to run in a while ago. I got a T-Max going for him a while ago, and he was out with his friend's kids, I think, and it was going well apparently, until the little coupler that holds the manifold to the pipe on the exhaust ripped, and obviously it's not a lot of good without that. It will run, and it will run okay, but it won't be very good. It'll be very, very loud, and it won't have much power. And he said to me, have I got a spare one to post all the way? Because he lives, it's not north, I think it's, I don't know where it is, but it's about 4 hours away. I said, I think I've got a spare one in the box. And I thought I had a blue one, but I can't find the blue one. But I found this white one, so that'll do the job. So I'll stick that in an envelope and post that up to him fairly soon. But as I was saying, I've completely lost what I was talking about earlier on before Minion number 2 came in. I've mended the television, by the way. He's happily playing on Brookhaven. An interesting game, that Brookhaven. Anyway, yeah, Pete had answer. He dismantled one of his own personal buggies and I bought it off him. I paid money for it, but he gave me his throttle linkages. More than what I actually needed. I just needed a little bit of it, but I've still got the rest of it here. So, yeah, it's always good when, listen, I'll do anything to help somebody if I can, and it's nice when other people will do exactly the same. This is that glow plug I found in that ice cream tub. Yep. Ah, hot. Ah, you bloody bastard. Well, well, it works. We know that it works. So we'll put that in the glow plug. You know what? I might put that in my spare. No, I won't actually. I'll put it in here. I've got a glow plug drawer here somewhere. I don't know where it is. No. There it is. Glow plug drawer. Stick it in the glow plug drawer. That's sorted out. Right, a little bit more of a tidy up. Got some engines here. These are going to be going in that tub. Going to go to whoever buys one of the cars off of me. You're going to get a load of bits. It may well be one of you lot. It may well be somebody who has no idea who I am, and they'll buy it off of me because I'll have to stick them on eBay if I can't get rid of them fairly soon. I need money. And I don't mean I need money for bills and things. I've got little things on the go. I want to get my daughter a little motorbike because she wants a little motorbike, and I've got some other things that need to happen fairly soon as well. So that's why I'm rummaging around, gathering up all the bits and bobs that I don't need for myself and getting rid of them, because I'd rather other people, well, my kids mainly, I'd rather me kids benefit and be happy from these things than me. So can't wait to see her little face. I don't think she watches this channel. She watches the other one. If she watches this one, the surprise is ruined. But I can't wait to see her little face when I find what I know, the one that she kind of wants. If I can find one once I've got enough dollar, I'll get it and I'll bring it. And I think I'm just going to stick it somewhere. I'll just park it somewhere, and she'll walk past it and she'll be like, "What? Where did that come from?" So one of the things about being a YouTuber, right, is that quite often you'll get people that want to help you. So years ago, in fact I stopped it last year or the year before, I used to have a PO box, and it was an open PO box as I call it. So you didn't have to get permission from me to send something to it. You just posted stuff to it, and people posted stuff to me from all over the world, and it was really good. It was interesting, and it was nice that people wanted to send me stuff. Sometimes the stuff that people sent me wasn't a lot of cop to me. It would have been good to other people, but not to me. But I kept it, and what I've always done is things that I've collected, such as these engines, for example, that people sent me over the years. They're not going to be any good to me, but I know people that would be after these engines, so I just pass on the favour. I give things on that have been given to me. So I know someone that wants one of these engines. I'll be honest, I don't know whether this engine's any cop, and I've said that to these people, this person rather, but it's a TRX 2.5. I know someone who's after one, so that's going to them. And then these two engines, I haven't got a clue what they are, but they're no good to me, so they're going in that box to whoever buys a car off of me. Right, I'm out of here now, but I was reading the comments about 20 minutes ago before I come out. Well, no, I come out here and then went back indoors again, come back out here again. Anyway, I was having a look at some comments, and there's probably at least 6 or 7 people asking me what's coming up next, and also what about the Savages. Right, so I hinted at some point that there was going to be a Savage comparison coming up, comparing the the brand new 5.9 and the brand new 4.6. That is coming up. It's coming up soon, in the next few weeks with any luck, so stick around for that. And also a comparison against the very first Savage, the Savage SS as well, and also the 2 new ones. They'll be coming up soon. We've got boats coming up, hopefully in helicopter with any luck. I don't know how that's going to go. Maybe that might transpire, maybe it might not, don't really know. And there's just some other bits and bobs coming up as well. So a little bit of a hint. I don't really like to give too much away, because if I say something's happening and it might not happen, you see. So I prefer just to not say a word. But seeing as a lot of you are asking, I thought I'd, you know, at least let a little bit of it out. So if you want to see the brand new GT6 5.9 against the 4.6, the 4.6 will have the same treatment as the 5.9 did. It'll have an unboxing, a running in video and all that kind of stuff. If you want to see all of that, stick around. Yeah, think about subscribing, because if you do, you won't regret it. You can also become a channel member if you really want to. That helps me out no end. My end goal is to be able to have my own piece of land, which is not rented, owned by me, no costs, and that way I can keep it forever and have a track on it. Yeah, a track for cars, nitro cars, petrol cars, with the little stands and all that kind of stuff. And then you lot can all come along and we can have a great time together. By becoming a channel member, you're helping me become one step closer to that goal before I die. All the best, you lot. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, love life, don't let people take you for granted, and certainly don't take other people for granted. Sometimes you don't realise you are, so step back, have a look and realise what you're doing. Cheerio.